Hello everyone, so today we're going to be discussing an endangered species, more specifically polar bears, and we're going to be discussing the physical effects of pollutants and climate change on polar bears. So there is some prior construction required for this demonstration. This demonstration is designed to be a hands-on project for students. Prior to the demonstration, the teacher and the students must construct a polar bear using these supplies: cotton balls, cardstock, glue, scissors, and googly eyes. And to ensure students have time to appreciate and enjoy their polar bears, it is recommended that they be constructed early. This here is an example of what your polar bear should look like. Make sure the cotton balls are covering the bear completely. Some questions to consider prior to the demonstration: what happens to the polar bear following pollutants and climate change? How does the bear look before the demonstration versus after? Do the pollutants come out of the bear's fur easily, or are they absorbed? And what happens to the sea ice? To begin the demonstration, you'll want to have your fully constructed polar bear ready to go. You'll also want to fill up a spray bottle with dyed water. You can do this by adding a few drops of green or yellow food coloring to plain tap water. This will be the pollutants in your demonstration. Lastly, you'll want to cut out a piece of sea ice from white paper and set your polar bear on top of the sea ice. So there are two parts to this demonstration. Part 1 has a focus on climate change. Slowly, taking only quarter-sized chunks at a time, tear off pieces of the sea ice your polar bear is standing on. Every chunk equals a year of rising temperatures or global warming. Some questions to think about while doing this portion of the demonstration: how many years do you think it will take for polar bears to go extinct? Hint: count your ice chunks. Why do polar bears rely on sea ice? This is roughly the size of sea ice chunks you want to rip off. I've realized the video does not do a great job at showing the size completely. You'll also want to make sure that you're putting your sea ice chunks in a pile so that they're easier to count and are quicker to clean up. The second part of the demonstration has a focus on pollutants. Using your spray bottle, squirt the polar bear's fur, aka cotton balls, roughly 10 to 13 times. Each spray equals contact with toxic man-made chemicals, which essentially are chemicals made by humans. Some questions to reflect on and discuss during this part of the demonstration: do the pollutants soak into the bear's fur, or do they fall off? How do you think these pollutants end up in the Arctic? Once you have sprayed your polar bear, this is roughly what it should look like. Depending on the amount of food coloring in your water, it may be darker or it may be lighter, but as you can see, after spraying, my bear has turned a slight green color. So you may be wondering, what's the purpose of this demonstration? This demonstration shows the physical effects of pollutants and climate change on polar bears. It also raises awareness about polar bear endangerment, encourages students to make environmentally smart choices and decisions, and raises awareness about climate change and global warming. This demonstration can also be used for further questions and assignments, specifically relating to how polar bears obtain their food on the Arctic ice, how polar bears contribute to the Arctic food chain or web, and how people can contribute and prevent global warming.